Hi, it's Juliet here. It's been ages since I've been able to do a live video, so I thought that I would try another way of going live. Okay, it's just flagged up a message for me. Try another way of going live during your broadcast. Anyway, hopefully that you're getting this in this moment. Oh yes, there are people there. Somebody's just, hi, I can't see who you are because there's a sign in front of your comment. Anyway, here I am, and it's been ages since I've been able to do a live video, and I'm a bit windswept. I'm out in a bird hide. I don't know if you can see in the bird hide at Shapwick Heath, one of the many bird hides that you can find when you wander down the paths amongst the reeds. And I've been picking blackberries, so I don't know if you can see blackberries, and finding wild plants. So this is Equisetum, otherwise known as mare's tail, and it's really rich in silica, which is good for your bones, skin and everything. So this you find in wet places, so it's very good for making, hi Kerry, hi Gina, it's really good for making tea, for those things. So here I am, finally escaped all my hard work, and I'm really pleased with myself because I have just worked harder and longer than any time that I can remember, in the recent past at least, because we have just had back-to-back requests for therapies and retreats, and it's just been really full on. We've had cleansing retreats happening at Healing Waters, and we've had trauma healing retreats and 4-night therapy retreats, and we've had so many people come in simultaneously. I have scheduled and organised and helped with an incredible amount of therapies over this last couple of weeks, as well as juicing for people and cooking for people and helping them in different ways. And why I'm pleased is that I don't feel like I'm about to absolutely collapse with exhaustion. I've managed to carry on resourcing myself and taking care of myself throughout that whole period. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been really exhausting, but I feel like I've got lots of rebound in me, lots of energy to just, you know, now come out on this amazing walk and just feel really relaxed and good. Whilst in the past I might have just felt so drained after something like that that I would just collapse in the healing pyramid and feel really terrible. But I feel so pleased with myself, and why that is because I've been doing lots of juicing for myself every day. I've been taking my supplements. I've been going to bed before midnight, a bit later than I would like to go to bed, because family came to visit as well, and I was squeezing in time with family. And yeah, I haven't had quite enough exercise, but all the other things I've done, and I felt really good as a result of that. So it's really important that we keep enough rebound in ourselves so that we can keep going and not flatten ourselves when we're under a big workload. So here I am, and it's just so magical here. I don't know if I'm quiet for a moment. See if you can hear the birds. And there's a couple of swans with some very young, well, teenage swans that are brown just in the water down below. I'm not sure what you can see as I move the camera around. And then across there is another one of the family. So there's one mother swan, one father swan, and 4 teenage babies, brown swans. So this is the amazing Shapwick Heath Nature Reserve, and all the way around Glastonbury there are loads and loads of these nature reserves. It's such a special place. It's absolutely tremendous for just healing and coming out and resourcing and having a wonderful time. So it keeps me sane. So I just wanted to mention to you the 4 pillars of trauma healing. So as I was walking along the path, it just came to me. 4 pillars of trauma healing. What if you realise that you're traumatized, and most of us are, which means that most of us have nervous systems that get overly activated, that we go rapidly into feeling irritated or angry or depressed or overwhelmed, or we can't cope, which is an indication that we've got unresolved trauma, which means like our nervous system's not function as well as it could be. And in order to heal that trauma, we need to start thinking about what can we do so that we're not passing it on to our children. What can we do, and what can we do to make our lives feel better? I know that I want to feel better in my life, and I've had a lot of really terrible things go on in the past and felt really, really miserable and unhappy for a big part of my life. So what can we do? What are the 4 pillars of trauma healing? Well, I keep talking about resourcing. So resourcing is absolutely the number one thing that we can do. And resourcing means giving yourself an experience in the moment of enjoyment, relaxation, comfort, well-being, to give that kind of sensory awareness to the primitive brain that's panicking and thinking that you're in a really deadly, dangerous situation. And that's why it's flooding you with adrenaline or making you feel overwhelmed. So we need to start giving it a different kind of feeling. So we resource. We start to do something. Hi, thank you for your messages. So we start to, Sharma's there as well, hi. So we start to do something that gives us a feeling of comfort and well-being in the moment, and we override that feeling of activation in the primitive brain. And resourcing can be anything that helps you to feel good. So it could be seeing friends, it could be eating something nice, going for a walk, doing some yoga, whatever whatever you really enjoy, or watching a movie, whatever it is. And it just helps you feel good in that moment. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar is connection. It's really vital as human beings for us to stay connected to each other. We're tribal animals, and we feel safe when we're in connection. And when we break connection, we feel unsafe. And unfortunately, when we have been traumatized, then the social nervous system tends to disconnect and we lose connection. So if we can get our social nervous system back online and we feel in a good connection with somebody, family or friends, and feel like there's some empathy there between us, there's some understanding, some resonance and so on, that immediately helps us to feel better. So to try and keep your connections with your friends, with your loved ones. And if you've lost them, because often when we're traumatized that does happen, we do lose our connection, then to start rebuilding the connections, think about who we can reach out to and start rebuilding with. So connection is the second pillar. And the third pillar is some kind of somatic-based trauma healing therapy. So that could be something like somatic experiencing, EMDR, neurofeedback. There's lots of therapies. So Bessel van der Kolk, in his book The Body Keeps the Score, talks a lot about somatically based healing therapies. So it could be singing, for instance. It could be yoga, but with a practitioner that is mindful of trauma and understanding of trauma. So all those kind of focuses through the senses, some kind of therapy that will take you to support you in that way. And what's my fourth pillar? I might have forgotten what the fourth pillar is, but could be good nutrition. I think that's it. So good nutrition is really, really vital to our health, because we can be doing all those other things and still be feeling really crap and still getting very activated. But when we have our nutrition in place, that we're really giving nourishing foods to the body, and we're trying to steer away from those foods that undermine our health. So we give ourselves things that are really, really rich in nutrients, nutrient dense. So that could be giving yourself lots of juices or nutritious smoothies, or lots of good vegetables, lots of good protein, lots of good oils, good quality oils to the diet. Fruits, yeah, so really focusing in on your nutrition, and if you're experiencing a lot of depression or anxiety, then you might want to think about supplements. Which kind of supplements are really vital to your health? So you might be looking at B complex, vitamin D, vitamin C, but in forms that are really bioavailable. So see if you can get some really good nutritional advice, somebody that can help you, or just really search on the internet, because there's tons of information on the internet these days about really good healthy supplements, or where you can get those from. What else is there? Oh yes, fermented foods. So fermented foods are really pivotal to good health, to replace that bacteria in the gut that gets damaged by stress. When we are traumatized, we have very high levels of cortisol. So it's about bringing the cortisol down and replenish the gut, because cortisol can kill off all that gut bacteria. It can deplete and turn off our immune system, and the gut bacteria are really pivotal in creating a strong, healthy immune system. So those are my 4 pillars, and if you've got any questions about anything I've said, or any ideas or any thoughts, or you need some help, just put your questions underneath this video and I'll do my best to help you. And if you want to come to Healing Waters Sanctuary and come for one of our retreats, a 4-night package, or a cleansing retreat, or a trauma healing retreat, or a shamanic retreat, or we're just about to launch eco retreats, ecotherapy, which is about taking you out in nature to do wonderful things in nature that really soothes the nervous system. So if you're interested in any of those things and you need some help, then just email info@healing-waters.co.uk. I'll put the information underneath, or look for the website www.healing-waters.co.uk. So I hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you are, and anything I can do to support you, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that opportunity, and I promise to keep myself well in the process of helping you and helping others. So that's my promise to you, and promise to my family, who sometimes get a bit worried about, oh Mum, you're doing too much. So I'm trying to learn how to take care of myself as well. Which brings me to my last point, is that when you're working as a carer or a therapist, working with other people in whatever capacity, that the work you're doing is always going to trigger you. It's always going to bring up your own stuff, and we have a lot of emotional things and unresolved things between us, and just be aware of that when we're working, we have to attend to ourselves all the time, and perhaps deal with our own triggers and own feelings of inadequacy and fear around connection, and whatever your own particular issues are. So don't be surprised if it comes up when you start working with people. And it doesn't mean to say that you failed, and it doesn't mean to say that you're not good enough. It's just like normal that stuff gets triggered, and it's a great opportunity to work with it. All our interactions are a great opportunity for continual mindfulness practice and self-healing. So saying goodbye to you now. So have a lovely evening. Go for a walk. Do something nice for yourself. Okay, wherever you are. So lots of love to you, and bye. Bye. So one last little look at nature for you. Okay, just enjoy. It's really nice out here. Really peaceful. So really peaceful, with the wind blowing through the rushes and all the wonderful plants. So bye for now. Bye Gina. Bye everyone.